All right. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise and glory to my power, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Waha, Rikakwadash. Honors be to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and the elect elders that's pushing this word with all true sincerity. All right, the year 2026. All right, another step closer to the kingdom of heaven. And we pray and hope that the Most High Yahweh, while Yahweh Shai, bring all these prophets to pass in the time that we're living in. All right, especially in these times. All right, especially in these times. And as you brothers and you sisters see the title of this lesson, which reads the Insurrection Act / martial law. All right, and we're just gonna jump right into it because you got this guy, Mr. 47, Donald J. Trump, the ruler of Babylon. He's talking about invoking the Insurrection Act. All right, was taking place out there in Minnesota, Minneapolis, right? And we're just gonna go into it, man, because we're in those times. We're in those times where this devil, he's about to come down having great wrath upon you Israelites, so-called Black, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, so I went to Google and I typed in, what happens if Trump invoke the Insurrection Act? All right, and this is an AI overview. It says invoking the Insurrection Act of 1807, right? The year 1807 will allow President Trump to deploy active duty U.S. military forces, right? So he's able to send active duty U.S. military forces, right, into the cities, or federalized National Guard troops within the United States to handle domestic unrest. That's what you see out there in Minnesota, Minneapolis. All right, you have unrest. Okay, these people are taking up arms. All right, that's the new thing. These people are actually walking the streets with guns, man. You know, with guns, right? Whatever they can get their hands on, they hitting those ICE agents with. You see, because that's domestic unrest by bypassing the Postal Comitatus Act, which generally prohibits the use of military for citizen law enforcement. So he's just really jumping over matter of fact, let me go into this. The Postal Comitatus Act, right? Let me look this up. Right, this is Postal Comitatus, and it says the Postal Comitatus, frequently shortened to POS. It is a common law of group of people mobilized to suppress lawlessness, defend the people, or otherwise protect the peace, property, or public welfare. It may be called by controversial of peace, typically revive sheriff, chief, or other special regional, like an officer of peace, potentially comprehend by or with direction of justice or a judge, right? Process is given of actual damage. So the Postal Comitatus Act, he's just skipping over that, which really the forces, right? The law enforcement supposed to defend the people, right? To defend the people, but like it says here, for him to invoke the Insurrection Act, that all goes out the window. It says so back in AI overview, it says the United States to handle domestic unrest by bypassing the Postal Comitatus Act, which generally prohibits the use of military for citizen law enforcement. So, this devil, he's just really going to showing his horns, you know. He's really going to showing his horns by bypassing, an act where they're not able to impose military for citizens of law. Because once these military troops come in, they really going to lock you people up, right? They're gonna be having the go to shoot on sight, throwing you in the concentration camps, right? So it says, as of January 2026, Trump has threatened to use authority in Minnesota to address protesters against immigration and customs enforcement ICE operation, right? It says what happened. Here's what happened if the Insurrection Act is invoked. It says deployment of federal troops, federalizing the National Guard, override a state objection, suspension of restrictions, right? It says it temporarily overrides the Postal Comitatus Act, enabling the military to act as domestic police, increase conflict and legal challenges, right? It says, yep. So, hey, this was coming. It's about to be a full-blown, lockdown, right? Military troops in the streets of Babylon the Great. And it's not just going to stop there in Minnesota. Hey, this thing is going to spread like wildfire. See, these are the steps that this devil is taking to really impose martial law, right? So we're going to look up the word martial law. I'm going to type in what is martial law. It says martial law, this is from AI Overview. Martial law is the temporary imposing of military rule over civilian population. Is that not the same thing as Insurrection Act, that Trump is allow military, right? The military, the U.S. military or National Guards, right, to civilian, matter of fact, let's go back, right? Insurrection Act 1807 will allow President Trump to deploy active duty U.S. military forces or federalized of National Guard troops within the United States to handle domestic unrest by bypassing the Postal Comitatus Act, which generally prohibits the use of military for civilian law enforcement, right? So again, this act that this devil is pushing is ultimately martial law. It's just a fine way of saying martial law. Because as we read, martial law is a temporary imposing of military rule over civilian population, replacing civil government and courts with military authority, typically during extreme emergencies like war, rebellion, or natural disasters, to restore order by suspending normal laws. Hey, so this place is about to be lawless, man. You people not about to have no type of rights, no type of what's the word I'm looking for? Amendments, right? He's about to suspend all that. Okay? It says during extreme emergencies like rebellion, that's what you see out there in Minnesota, a lot of rebellion. A lot of those protesters coming up against the authority, rebellion. It says natural disasters to restore order, and that's what ultimately this devil want to do. He's want to restore order, and it's coming in the form of that new world order. It says by suspending normal laws, so the normal laws that you people are accustomed to now, and all that's going to be suspended, right? Where they're justified of them, bashing your heads against the stones, right, against the concrete, putting that knee on your neck, doing whatever they want to do to you people. And hey, there's nothing you people can say about it, because the laws that was put in place to protect you people, all that's out the window. You ain't gonna be able to put no lawsuit, on the government. You're not gonna be able to do none of that. It says suspending normal laws, civil liberties such as travel. So travel, you're not gonna be able to go in and out the city. And let's go into the scriptures now. But that hit right on the head at Second Ezra. Second Ezra, chapter 15, and verse 16. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another, they shall not regard their kings nor princes. In the course of their action shall stand in their power. And that's what you see now. And that's why he's proposing to invoke the Insurrection Act. Because you got you got a lot of rebellion. Like it says, if it's a temporary imposing military to come in, right? What's the martial law? The definition of martial law, the military to come in imposing, right? Uh, a position to protect. It says replacing civil government and courts with military authorities, typically during an extreme emergency like war and rebellion. So that's what you have. You have a lot of these people that's out there now, and they not regarding what the government, what the ISIS agents, what the local the local authorities, right, are applying them to do. They're going against it, right? So that's why these military, that's why Trump is opposing to send the military in there. For it says back in the scriptures, 2nd Ezra 15, in verse 16, for there shall be sedition among men and evading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. In the course of their action shall stand in their power. That's right. These people taking to the streets, doing whatever they want to do, right? Going against the government, throwing rocks. And now you actually have people are arming themselves up with guns, walking the streets. It says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, just as we read here, right? Just as we read here in martial law definition, it says restore order by suspending normal laws and civil liberties such as travel, assemble, and free speech. It is a drastic measure used when civilian authorities can't function, and that's what you see now. Those ICE agents, the local police, and they can't function because they got these protesters coming on every side, destroying shit, man, coming up against them. You got ICE agents getting hurt. You got local authorities getting hurt. So they're not able to handle the situation at hand. So it says drastic measures, and that's draconian laws, man, used when civilian authorities can't function, granting military commanders broad power for law enforcement, though it's generally limited in scope and direction, ending once the crisis subsides. So it says these are key characteristics of martial law. It says military takeover, suspension of rights, right? See basics, temporary, right? It says authority, power granted. And that's what this devil is proposing. See, and we see that, man. And we see that clearly. It says, so back in 2nd Ezra 15 and verse 18, verse 17, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Why is that? Because martial law, man. The Insurrection Act is coming. For because of the pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. That's right, man. See, we coming in some troublesome times. Some troublesome times is coming to you people. It's the 2 Timothy's chapter 3 and verse 1. This know also, in the last days, perilous times shall come. That's right. And we're in that time of perilous times, right, are brewing up on the earth, which are danger and risky times. And the majority of people, you're going to feel the wrath of this devil. This is 2nd Ezra 8 and verse 50. And it reads, for many great miseries shall be done to them in the latter time that shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. That's right. So many great miseries are coming to you Americans, you Babylonians, man. You see, we're in the time in the midst of Jacob's trouble. And this thing is about to go over and beyond Jacob's trouble, man. And now that's what you see. You see Esau on these videos now. They're going after you so-called blacks, right? That was going after you so-called Latinos. You see, because they're coming after the tribes, the Israelites. And we're going to see more of this spread, not just in Minnesota. That's just only one place that Trump is setting as a stage to push that act throughout all Babylon, throughout all America. You see, and it's gonna spread as we see, man. You know, and you can't say that this is not a thing that's far fetched, because you've seen that. You've seen one he deployed ICE in certain different states, but then you seen later on ICE was in down in all the states. It was spreading throughout all Babylon, and that's what you're gonna see here with this Insurrection Act. It's not just gonna start and end in Minnesota. Nah, it's gonna be a worldwide thing, man. You see lockdowns is coming, shelter in place, right? Curfews, all that's is coming, man. Right? And we will see it. We will see it very soon. You know, we will see it very soon, because this is that cruel Lord. This is that cruel Lord. Hey, Donald J. Trump, man. Hey, he ain't fucking around, man. Excuse my French, but he's not, and he's showing his horns. And you Israelites, you about to see the real intentions that this devil got towards you. All right, you see. So hey, there you have it, man. As you seen the similarity, you seen the similarity of the Insurrection Act and martial law. You see how similar the different imposement that both of them carry. You know, both of them carry. It's basically the same thing, man, but different wording. You see, so once the devil invoked that act, it's on and popping. It's on and popping, man. You're gonna see more rebellion. You're gonna see more of these people getting shot down, getting thrown into prison, concentration camp. It's on, man, and it's on, and it's gonna be a worldwide spread throughout America. You see, you see. So hey, we here, man. Hey, we here.